What was the symbol? Did you see what they ref did? You want to run down to Kush and ask what it was for? So CSUN going on the power play. That's 4:02 into the first period. A 2-minute minor, but scores! The CSUN Matadors strike first and strike hard. As I believe that is Jake Dusterhoff lights the lamp on the man advantage. CSUN 1 for 1 on the power play. A 1-0 game on the extra attacker. So goal scored by Jake Dusterhoff. We'll get the assist back for you here in a quick second. But the Matadors lead this one 1-0 after an early penalty from a cross-checking penalty. But Lee right on the slot, a cute little pass. But rating that well is Gontus from the Matadors as he was able to put the fire out of that one. Sherman giving chase down into the corner. Lions come away with this one. A little bit of tied up there is Skenderian and Sherman. Lions come away with this one. Chipped all the way up out of the offensive zone for the Lions, so they will have to regroup. Puck loose along the boards. Lee comes away with this one. Chipping it down is Gontus from the Matadors. But the Lions will come away with this one. Looking for a rush. Edge lost is one of the Matadors. Nice little move there. Toe drag. Looking to make something happen, but beautiful defense there from Cole Komisar. Hit by a Skendrian. Mickelwain along the penalty side of the boards. Clean hit, though. Matadors still have this one in the offensive zone. They rim this one back down for Volkov. Come out right in front, loose out in front, no one there. A good shot, not able to capitalize as they shoot it wide. The Matadors looking to make something happen. Picked off out in front, Ryan Doan could not capitalize on that one. It's going to get chipped all the way down. They have numbers, but Ryan Doan back for the Matadors as he's able to keep this one through. Able to keep that one. No penalty called on Tangri. He looked to be hooked there. Lions still come away with this one right out to the slot. Back up out of the neutral zone. Larson giving chase. Could come away with it first. He will not. It will be McGillivray that will come away with that one. Chipped up along the boards. Larson able to recover this one. Back over. Nice little give and go from Yusufpour to Warwick. Coming back down. The shot not going to get all of that one. Loose out in front. Lions not able to corral this one. Yusufpour gets this one as they're now back down behind the net. Larson gets this one. Trying to get that one back up to Tarami. Pass doesn't go. Loose out in front. That one not able to go. And still loose in the offensive zone. But the Lions coming down with speed and with numbers. A huge hit there by Atancio. Able to stun that one down. And a save by Mishkevich. Nice hit there. Larson with a block shot. Way to lay the body. And down goes the stick of Sigarin. The Matadors still have this one in the corner. You put the shot on. That one going to hit off a stick and go out of play. 12:54 left to go in the first. The Matadors out shooting the Lions 5-1. Just want to give a quick apologies on the delay for the technical difficulties. Lions win that faceoff, rim this one around, and it's now a foot race, but coming down with speed is Settlemeyer. Settlemeyer loses that one as they look to regroup. Back up to the point. Pass intended for Hogan goes a little wide. They chip this one back down. Sherman, nice little bump there to get this one back over to Komisar as Matador is able to recover this one and clear the zone. Good entry pass and good entry there from Komisar as the shot hits off a stick. Hayden Day recovers this one in the corner. Back down. Gontus holding the line. Sherman and Friedman giving chase. Still down. Puck still down in the offensive zone of the Matadors. Comes out. Huge breakaway for Friedman. Makes a move. Stoned on the breakaway by Mishkevich. And what a save from the very veteran netminder of the Matadors. Not guessing, staying with the puck. Gave him nothing but the pads to shoot at, and the pads was all he shot that with. Puck comes loose now in the corner. Hayden Day gets this one down. Delayed icing will not be waved off. So we will get an icing. No changes for the Matadors just yet. 11:41 left to go in this period. Now in all the two games, including this one, the Matadors have held the Lions to either a goal or less. As of now, it's looking to be the same way. I actually believe the last two games after the first 20 minutes of play, the Lions and the Matadors were tied at 1 apiece. That shot not going to get through after it hits a couple of bodies. Day's going to try and get this one up. Tangri will recover this one, enter the zone. As the Matadors kind of just try to clear this one. Komisar chips this one through, hits a couple of bodies. Lions come away with that one, still loose out in the neutral zone. Coming on is, for the Matadors, was Gomez. Gomez makes a nice play there. Komisar able to keep this one. Nice chip ahead for Kevin Volkov. Down in the corner. No call there. The Lions rim this one back down around as they come into the neutral zone with speed and with space. As Ford looks to make a move, try to go through on top of the net. No goal, does not go across that red line. That tallies one for a point. That one, nice pass there from behind the net, but not able to make anything happen of it. Just wasn't able to get it. Matadors come away with this one. Huge hit from Ford along the boards. Lions still have this one, trying to make a move is Revivo. Revivo's gonna go down. No tripping on the call, or tripping on the play as Matador went over. Sagarin rims this one back down. Komisar with the puck battling behind. Just chip this one up to Larson, but still back out. Will go loose into the neutral zone as the Lions will have to retreat, and they will get line changes. Giving chase are the Lions. Huge play up front, and it could have caught Yusufpour on sprung him for a breakaway there, but not able to do so. Dusterhoff going to try and chip this one through. Gets this one out for Hawthorne right in front of the officials. Atancio comes away with it. Fans on it, but still will go loose. A stretch pass intended for Larson gets picked off. By Sagarin, but still loose out in front for Hawthorne. The shot from Lee! Right into the chest of Mishkevich. So the Lions have life. It's been all of them the last 2 minutes, as they've been able to keep it going. So loose out in front, Tarani will get this one over to Warwick, who gets this one down to Larson, but the Lions able to chip this one in. Tarani skating through with this one, able to catch a couple of Lions. An odd man rush the other way for the Matadors. Tarani skating this one in, looking to go coast to coast. The pass out in front does not fall. Matadors come away with this one, trying to wrap it around, but not able to execute the play that they had drawn up. And on the flip side, the Lions coming down with speed. Good defense is Tarani, Mr. Syrup Man, as he's been able to kind of hold the Lions at bay as of right now. Lee's going to take that shot, and it's going to go wide. Apologies, that was Hogan that took the shot. As it goes wide, Elias out with it, battling, but the Matadors come away with this one. Trying to spring on a breakaway is Yusufpour. No icing as Yusufpour comes away with it. Look to be free, no one there, and a good chance from Yusufpour, but even better defense from the Lions as Week was not in his net, and it could have been another free tally for the Matadors. So some careless play there by the netminder. As still right loose right in front, but it will go out of the offensive zone. A couple of Lions giving chase as they pinch and box out on the puck. Hayden Day gonna get this one, passes it straight to Tangri. Tangri gets this one. We're still in the neutral zone are the Lions. Chip pass up. Dong not able to get the pass successful. Hayden Day gets this one over to the Jeremy Sherman of the Matadors. The Lions now playing a little bit of catch in their own zone as they look to make something happen. Tarani back out, trying to spring him for a breakaway. Atancio is going to force him to shoot that one wide and high as Hayden Day comes back around, getting swarmed by Lions and white shirts as Settlemeyer comes away with it. Nice pass. Not able to make anything of it happen, though. They're still in the corner. Back to behind the net. Friedman trying to make something happen. So they chip this one back over to Sagarin. Sagarin trying to chip this one through, but it will go out of the offensive zone. Apologies, that was Siedelmeyer who tried to make that play happen. Does not go. The shot hits a body loose out in front, not able to go there either. Matadors keep this one. Good defense that they've been playing so far. Toncio gets this one to Tarani. Tries to get this one through. Ford giving chase. He's been fast and he's been the player to look out for today. He's made a pretty big impact so far. That one's going to go wide. Shot from the Lions. Ford gets this one back over to the line. Sagarin can take that shot. That one goes wide. Back over. Down behind. Ford looking to try and take a quick shot. Gets stick lifted by a Matador. Atancio going to come away with this one in the zone. Nice little spin move there to clear the puck out of the offensive zone. No icing, was waved off by the official. Should have been an icing call, but it was waved off. Good stick lift there by Yusufpour as the Matadors able to come away with this one. Dump this one back down. Larson gives chase, and I believe that is Rudin who will come away with it. But now the Lions have it once more. A back and forth game turning into a track meet almost as Dusterhoff not able to cleanly field that one. Loose out in front for the Lions as they recover it behind the net. Trying to make maybe a quick passing play happen as that one gets back up to the point. Brings this one back around. Larson comes away with this one. Shipped out Sagarin. Dumps it down, giving chase are the Lions. Warwick and Skendrian tied up along the boards. Skendrian comes away with this one. Loose pass right out in front. No one there at the feet. Does not fall as Lee will get that one taken away by Larson as he just pokes it away. But the Lions still come away with this one. Hawthorne trying to make something happen with speed. Not able to. The pass from Yusufpour gets to Warwick after hitting off the boards. Back over to Larson. That shot going to go wide. Back down to Yusufpour. Shielding his body. Using his body to shield for the puck. Lions come away with this one though in their own zone. Gonna go out of play after being chipped down from the zone. So some good hockey being played from both sides of the puck. As the Matadors really trying to limit their mistakes. Quick shot off the draw. Does not get through. Lions come away with this one. That pass going to get picked off by Komisar, who's going to dump this one back down for Sherman. And I think they're going to call an icing. I don't think the Matadors agreed with that call, but the officials are the law of the land. And I think they're going to move the draw to the offside dot. Or no, they're going to move it to center ice. They're going to move the draw to center ice. I think the icing did not actually go through. So the Lions they're down a goal right now. as the Matadors try to come through with that one. That was Gontus, who had a chance, but good defending from the Lions. Not able to make that happen. Nice little give and go. Drop pass back for them as Lewis takes this one at the point. Keeps it. Trying to get this one out to the slot for Elias. Elias looks from the high slot back right into the glove. Loose out in front. Mishkevich comes away with it. Good defending there from the CSUN netminder as he was able to know where the puck was, scramble away and come away with a huge stop, keeping this game tied, or not tied, but keeping the Matadors in the lead by 1. Lions win this draw back, gonna try and shoot it. That's gonna hit off the body of Doan and go out of play. It's actually McElwain who caught that and tossed it back to the officials. The game within the game as Skendrian ties up Atancio. Hawthorne tries to come away with that one, but it will be Atancio who is the victor of that slight board battle. Picked his pocket is Hawthorne as back out to the point. Tangri, nice little toe drag release. Loose out in front. That one will go wide, and the icing will be waved off. Lions got there in time. Back out to Lee. Doan trying to lay the body. Lee able to shield that one away. Picked a nice little poke check there from one of the Matadors, but has to go and get changes. Don't want tired legs here. Pass back to Lee, trying to get out and trying to keep them out of the zone. We'll go into the corner. Atancio has this one. Skendrian, nice little bump, able to get this one back to Lee. Back to Skendrian. Skendrian gonna try and get this one down to Lee. Tirani comes away with this one, picks it off. That one gonna be delayed icing, and that one will not be waved off. Ryan Doe not able to get there first. Lions will get there first. It will be an icing, and the play will get drawn back to the CSUN zone. So the lone goal coming from Jake Dusterhoff on the man advantage, 4:11 into the game. CSUN leads 1-0. Pass from Larson out to Warwick. Puck chipped up in the neutral zone. Tirani comes away with this one. Going to chip this one back down. No icing. Warwick almost gets there first, but it will be the Lions who come away. Chip this one through. Yusufpour tries to get the takeaway, but the captain for the Lions, and McGilvray comes away with that one. Stick lifting is Yusufpour, but Friedman gets this one, drops it back over to Sagarin. Sagarin takes the shot, patted away by Mishkevich. And good rebound control there as he was able to hold his ground. So Sagarin will get this one back over to the captain. Brings this one back down. Sherman, nice little move. This looks something happening. Takes the shot on Week. Goes back down into the corner. Goes wide. Shots are 6-8 in favor of the Matadors. Loose out in front. Sherman still has it. Tries to get this one through. Does not go. Maybe too many touches for the Matadors as Week was way out of his net and not able to capitalize it. Are the Matadors picked off there? It was Yusufpour as the Lions were trying to get the puck out of the zone. Komisar comes away with this one. Back over in neutral zone. Sherman enters the zone cleanly, takes a shot. That one shouldered away by Week. The Lions, a 2-on-2 chance. Revivo and Ford. Now an extra Lion jumps in the mix as Tangri looks for options, tries to get a quick shot off, and that one will be cleared all the way down. No icing there. Apologies, that was McMillan that jumped in on the rush. Long stretch pass from the netminder. Atancio and Dusterov come away with it. Loose out in front. Here comes Warwick. Warwick, stretch pass across the width of the ice for Gontus. 42 seconds left to go in the first 20 minutes of play. Matadors would love to get another chance here. Larson makes a move, tries to go down, tries to get this one through, but I believe that is Revivo who will come away with it. Matadors pick the pocket, though, of the Lions. Back loose out in front. Yusufpour trying to make something happen right out in front. Nothing goes for the Matadors as the Lions trying to just end this period clean. Would love to tie it up here, and they have a chance. Ford on the rush, but he's going to be offside. Revivo will get caught creeping over the blue line. 15.2 left to go in the first period. Shots tied at 8 apiece. So shots at 8 apiece. Tarani going to try and hold this one as Wojcik gives chase. Elias also gives chase. That one will go out, and the Lions are just going to hold this one and end the first period of play. CSUN leads the Lions 1-0 in their final meeting here in the penultimate home game. When we're going to step aside when we come back. Intermission report here on the MSN YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere. Welcome to the intermission report brought to you by the Associated Students. Currently, after 20 minutes of play, the CSUN Matadors are leading the LMU Lions by a score of 1-0. Shots are tied at 8 shots apiece. The goal being scored from Jake Dusterhoff from Hayden Day on the man advantage. Kind of what led to the man advantage. Yusufpour got a very, very nice breakaway. Not necessarily a breakaway, but a nice chance, a nice offensive rush. Shot, play blown dead, and then 2 minutes for roughing on Lewis of the Lions. Try saying that 5 times fast. He went and sat in the sin bin for 2 and definitely paid for it with the Matadors getting the extra attacker, or getting the goal on the man advantage. Rebound from Hayden Day. Dusterhoff able to pot it in. Gives the Lions a 1-0 lead. CSUN playing very, very well defensively. They're not letting the Lions get into the kitchen, not letting them get into the slot. They're holding them to the outside, playing very, very well. This Lions team we've seen, they're physical and they're fast, and you even saw that in the first 20 minutes of play with Ford and Revivo and a couple of their teammates able to spring on breakaways and odd man rushes like it was nothing, and they're able to just essentially come away and create something out of nothing. And they're very fast, very physical, and we like we said, we've seen that in the first 20 minutes of play. Lions are going to look to continue that. The Matadors, on the other hand, they need to try and play stronger defense. Not necessarily stronger defense. They're holding them well to the outside. Lions are getting into the zone. You saw that towards the end of the first period. They're able to kind of enter the zone and kind of keep it in and hold, and I don't know. They're able to play the zone very, very well. Able to enter very, very cleanly. The Matadors, a lot of dump and chase that's been going on, and it hasn't been working. If you want to dump and chase, you got to be fast. You got to be physical. A couple of the players on the Matadors are fast and they are physical, but the Lions have more of those kinds of players. So the Matadors are gonna have to try and figure out how they can enter the zone cleanly and get some offense out of nothing. A couple of very, very solid chances. Hunter Week, the goalie for the Lions, coming out of his net and playing a couple of pucks a little bit risky and a little out of the crease. So a little interesting. The Matadors had a couple of really good chances, unable to capitalize after the defense of the Lions. Don't go anywhere. Make sure to grab your popcorn, because when we come back, we got an extra 40 minutes of hockey left to play here at Simi Valley, where the Matadors lead the Lions 1-0. We're going to step aside real quick. We'll be right back with more action here on the MSN YouTube channel. Back to the Simi Valley Isoplex here in Southern California, the Valley, where the CSUN Matadors lead the LMU Lions 1-0. Shots tied at 8 apiece. The lone goal in the first period coming from Jake Dusterhoff on the man advantage, as he was able to pot one after a rebound from Hayden Day on the man advantage. The Lions doing a very good job with the speed and the physicality. They're able to break into the zone very, very quickly, very, very easily. The Matadors, on the other hand, the dump and chase isn't necessarily working the best for them, because they're getting caught a lot on the lines, on the blue line, and even by the Lions. So the next 2 games for the Matadors is UCLA on January 30th. That is a week from today, being played in the Cube at Santa Clarita. And following that is USC, where they will take on the Trojans in their senior night for the second time. And I was actually talking with the GM of the hockey program, Sean Kushner. He's an amazing guy and does a very, very good job at running this program. And he was actually saying how USC wanted the Doors to come down to the pond in Anaheim, the Honda Center, to play their senior night there. Instead, it's Cal State Fullerton versus USC for their senior night immediately following the Anaheim Ducks and Las Vegas Golden Knights game on Sunday evening. I was even talking with head coach Blake Anderson as well. He was saying while the nuclear shootout didn't produce the results they wanted, it was a very, very good experience for the guys, and very glad that they were able to go up there. Although they stayed in Santa Fe and not Los Alamos. So it was about an hour drive to the rink every day before they even played. So a little jet lagged, as well as the hour drive. Always tough. All right, 40 minutes left to go here, and we are underway in the second frame of CSUN hockey as the Lions gonna rim this one in, and it will be down for icing. So a quick icing stoppage, 8 seconds in. As the Matadors will get an offensive zone draw. Essentially to start the second period. 19:52 left to go here in the middle frame. Lions win this one, gonna chip this one through, gets this one out to Lee. Nice poke check there from Tarani, not able to get that there. Yusufpour gets that one out to Warwick, or at least intended for Warwick, but Lee comes away with it back up to Hawthorne, who's gonna rim this one in. Atancio giving chase, following by 2 Lions. Back down to the Zamboni corner. Tarani's going to chip this one up. Tries to get it over to Yusufpour, but picked off by the Lions. Lewis, long stretch pass picked off. Yusufpour almost comes away with this one. Fans on the pass. Not able to get that one. Through the 5-hole is Lee through that pass, but Warwick comes away with that one. Bad pass there, intended for Larson. Goes to... Pass actually went to Skendrian, as it was intended for the veteran of Peter Larson. The Lions have this one back in the offensive zone. They look to set something up. Tries to go for the wraparound. Nothing there. The shot will get denied. Puck gets played all the way down. Matadors going to quickly get changes as McGillivray will dump this one in. Mishkevich is going to play this one and freeze it. 18:29 left to go in the second period. Matadors win this one back to Jake Dusterhoff, the lone scorer. He is him and Hayden Day, the only 2 that are on the score sheet tonight. dump back in. Sagarin trying to get a long slap pass off to get a tip out in front. And the Lions look a lot more dangerous coming out this second period. That's always been their game, though. The first period, they're not big scores. It's kind of more of a feel-out period. And the Matadors actually kind of took a leap on that. Hunter Week comes out and plays this one, giving chase by Jeremy Sherman. But it will be the Lions who come away with this one as they chip this one up to De La Forest. Martinez not able to make anything happen. Gontus tries to give chase. The pass back up to McGilvery. A shot, scores! You can pop the water bottle on that one as the Lions tie it up. Top cheddar, right where Mama hides the cookies. What a shot from De La Forest as he just lets it rip. .228 into the second. We are tied here. As the Lions now have life. Pass intended for the streaking Hawthorne, but the Matadors come away with this one. McGilwin now tries to come up away with this one, looking to go coast to coast, sliding it over, back out for Dong, loose in front, not there, as Doan will chip this one along the boards. Fieldman comes away with this one along the half wall. Matadors recover, back in the neutral zone, back out for Dong, as Doan was trying to get that. Apologies, that was Rudin who couldn't get away with that one. Lions recovering that one, fans on the shot, comes out, and here come the Matadors the other way. Ryan Doan being tailed. Ryan Doan makes a move, scores! Spring came early for the Matadors as Ryan Doan was sprung on a breakaway and was uncatchable. Makes a nice little move, goes to the backhand, and pots one to give the Matadors a lead right from the get-go, right after the goal at 3:14 into the second. Not even a minute after. The Lions must really like a lead. That one was not held on for long. And the Matadors have life once more as they lead by one. The long stretch pass not able to go. Atancio gets there first. No icing as he's held up along the boards. In the Zamboni corner, Revivo tries to come away with that one, but it will be another Lion who does. And Tangri, huge hit there. Open ice hit from the Matadors. But the Lions come away with this one, looking to get that one out into the slot. Nothing goes. Still playing it along the boards. Chips this one, the width of the ice, back over to Lewis. Back up to the point as Revivo looks to make something happen, trying to cut in. But the Matadors come away with this one. Kevin Yusufpour, a 2-on-1 odd man rush. Not necessarily an odd man rush. Shot there from Yusufpour. Rebounded by Week. Does not go. The Lions come away with this one. McGilvery chips this one all the way down. 2-on-1 the other way. Here come the Lions looking to pass. They don't get the pass off. Beautiful defensive play by Atancio as he recovers this one. Lions come back away with this one in the offensive zone. It will get stripped away and come out. And the Matadors come back down once more. Weak almost fans on that shot. Larson was giving chase, trying to catch the Matadors on a change. Good hit by Atancio as Jeremy Sherman recovers this one in the Zamboni corner. Long stretch pass up, intended for Gontus. No icing. Well, the Lions will get there first, but being corralled by a couple of black shirts of the Lions, they are able to enter the zone cleanly. Stretch pass over, the shot goes wide and comes out of the offensive zone, back in the neutral zone. Lions trying to dump this one in. Offensive zone warning. Gontus all the way up. Atancio trying to give chase. No offside. It will be an offside. Lions did not touch up there. So Ryan Doan is the one that has the game-winning goal so far. A 2-1 game here at the Isoplex. The Matadors lead. Lion loses the edge. This allows for Gontus to get through. Being defended harshly, but coming away with it is Commissar. Keeps it along the boards. Back over to Gontus. Gontus comes away with this one. Screen essentially set by Sherman. Not there. Gontus goes into the boards by Hawthorne. Chipped all the way up. But Matadors trying to recover this one. Chipped in, will get blocked by Lee. Lee gets this one over, back out to Hawthorne. That one going to be pounded away. Mishkevich comes up with that one. A huge save from the netminder and a little bit of a scrum in front of the crease that is quickly broken up by the officials. No extracurriculars today. You'll save that for after your classes since the spring semester has already started. Offensive zone draw for the Lions. Looks to be De La Forest. This one down to Atancio. Huge hit there along the boards, but the Matadors come away with this one. Another chance of physicality that we have seen from the Lions. Tangri and Volkov going at it as Matadors come away with this one. Loose out in front, not able to go. Ryan Doan trying to make a move. Still comes away with this one. Rims this one back around for Gomez. Gomez picks this one back over. And not pinching is Dusterhoff, but Atancio is going to try and keep this one. Elias is going to force him down to behind the net. Back up to the corner. Still down behind that last red line down in the zone. Back over to De La Forest. That one's going to hit a body. I don't think Mishkevich ever saw that one until it was too late. Volkov recovers this one. Going to try and chip it up. They're going to get it out of the zone. And the Matadors, I think, are going to be able to get changes. But here come the Lions trying to catch the Matadors on a change. McGilveray back out in front. Going to go wide. The shot rebound. Mishkevich comes away with this one. Getting a little feisty. Mishkevich trying to hold his own. .13:08 left to go in the second period, almost halfway through regulation. Here at the Isoplex, Yusufpour and Lewis going after that one. We saw that battle happen once, ended up in a penalty for Lewis after roughing on the hit after the play that allowed for Jake Dusterhoff to score the opening tally of the game. Long pass, the width of the ice does not go, still in the Zamboni corner in the Matador zone. Fieldman gets this one over in the skates of the Matadors, and they're going to finally be able to clear the zone as here comes Gontus. Sorry, that was Larson. Takes a little bit of a late hit from Siedelmayer. Yusufpour going to get this one shot on, patted away by Week. Back up to Yusufpour along the boards. Trying to chip this one through. Lewis out in front, but Lewis going to come away with this one as the Lions look to kind of settle possession and make something happen. As they rim this one down, goes off the boards. Commissar gonna play this one kind of at the feet, right out in front for Dog, but does not go. Wasn't able to cleanly get possession of that one. Larson tries to play this one through. Loose still towards the point. That one out in front. A nice save there from Mishkevich. A huge rebound for Friedman, and Friedman had it wide open. Mishkevich able to get over there just in time. 11:55 left to go here in the second period. Puck is down. Revivo looking to take a quick shot. Smothered by Mishkevich. 11:51 left to go. The Lions just tallied their 15th shot of the game. Matadors at 11. Draw one by the Matadors, trying to clear this one out. Unable to, as puck right up into the slot, right into the glove of Mishkevich. A great shot by Ford, trying to tickle the twine there, but Mishkevich gets the twine tickled of his own right into his glove. right into the padding. And another offensive zone draw for the Lions as they're looking to build the pressure. Ford trying to walk him on the faceoff, loose out in front, but the Matadors able to clear this one back to the point. Long slap shot by Sagarin. As Sagarin was unable to hit the mark. That one gonna go wide. Matadors able to come away with this one. Trying to bring Sherman on a breakaway. Good stop there by Sagarin as Sherman was looking for that stretch pass. Shot by Sherman. Will get patted away. Back down behind. Loose out in front. Still goes behind. Matadors chip this one back down around to Dusterhoff. That one's gonna try to get over to Revivo. Atancio fires this one off a stick and is gonna go off the netting and out of play. But a good chance there by the Matadors as they were able to kind of set up a play. Both sides going to get changes here. But a good chance there for the Matadors and a good idea from Jeremy Sherman. But Sagarin able to know where the pass is and being able to play the pass very, very well. Draw one by the Lions. Going to go into the neutral zone. And Hawthorne's going to have to let the Lions touch up after it would have been offsides. Atancio trying to get chase, walks him, and what a save there by Mishkevich, lunging across the side. Seth Mishkevich, take a bow, what a save. A 2-on-1 chance, wide open shot for the Lion. The Lion does not concern himself whether if the net is wide open, as Mishkevich is going to lunge across and make that save to keep the game at 1 for the Matadors. Draw one back down by the Doors. Tangri, though, gonna rim this one in. Offside will not be there as Lee gets this one through. Back over still. Puck loose out in front. The Lions will score. So I believe that goal was Tangri from Lee and Skendrian at 9:34. And we are tied at 2 apiece here in the second period. Skendrian get this one back down into the corner. Hawthorne tries to come away with this one. Does not. Almost gets tripped up, but will lose an edge. And the Matadors gets this one out to Larson. He'll chip it alongside the boards, back out for Yusufpour, who will try to play off the hit. Not able to get it there. Lee just crossed the halfway line, the center ice mark, as he chips this one in for the Lions. Loose out on the boards, and Larson looking to stretch this one down to Yusufpour. Gonna get picked off by the Lions. Gotta get a little bit of air on that one. Justroff tries to rim this one along the boards. Lions pick it off. Tangri brings this one down. Komisar back up at the boards. Still playing for it, battling along. 9:20 left to go, just officially crossed the halfway mark of regulation. Hits a body. Mishkevich paddles this one to the Zamboni corner as Komisar will get this one. They rim that one back down behind. Hit along the boards, trying to get that shot out, hits off a body. Elias gets into the Zamboni corner first, tries to make a move, still holds onto the puck. Back out to the other side along kind of the half wall mark. Loose out in front, Mishkevich able to get there. And tears the jersey off, and Lewis from the back just cross-checks a couple of the Matadors. I think that was momentum that carried him down, but we may have a couple of penalties coming up here for both sides. We shall see what the officials call it, and I believe that is a handful of players. Lewis will go back into the bin. And 2 Matadors So slashing, cross-checking are the calls. So I think coincidental minors. .11:06 into the second. So it'll be 4-on-4 when it's all said and done. No one will get the man advantage. Head coach Blake Anderson asking for some clarification on that. So a neutral zone draw towards the CSUN goaltender after it's all said and done. 4-on-4 hockey for the next 2 minutes as the Matadors gonna win this draw back. Sherman gets this over to Tirani, and they're gonna look to kind of play around with it and play the possession game. Skendrian giving chase along the wall. Hawthorne playing the other way. Tirani trying to get this one through. Bad turnover there as Skendrian will get chased by Atancio, loose out in front, still loose, and Mishkevich doesn't know where it is. The Matadors come away with this one right out in front. Mishkevich gets back on his footing as that one's loose, and another save by Mishkevich as he's able to hold the Lions to a drawn game. Lee shoots that one wide. Mishkevich out of position, able to get back to where it is. Gonna get tipped off, no icing, giving chase is Gontus, and Lions gonna try and chip this one out. They do. Tangri coming back down. So Lewis and Dusterhoff, minute has gone on their penalties as that one's gonna hit off Atancio and go out of play. 7:56 left to go here in the second period. .103 left to go on the man advantage for both sides. Draw one back by Yusufpour. Gonna get chipped over to Doan into the neutral zone. Doan chips this one back down. Elias able to recover this one. Back over to Wojcik. Gets this one out to the counterpart of his team. That one right into the chest of Mishkevich. The rebound goes into the corner. I actually think that hit the pad of Mishkevich. Looking at the way that trajectory went. The shot, nice stick lift there by the Matadors. So they recover this one in the corner. Chips this one out. Trying to keep it into the offensive zone are the Lions. They will not, so they will have to touch up. Giving chase is Gomez. Long stretch pass up the ice for the Lions. Matadors trying to come away with it. They don't. The shot scores! The Lions have their first lead of the night. As a horrible turnover leads for a nice shot by De La Forest as he was able just to come through. 12:55. In the second period. So a lot of scoring this period. 4 goals, 3 by the Lions, 1 by the Matadors. Still a 4-on-4 for the next 8 seconds. Atancio getting chased by Friedman. That one back down. Both sides are at 5 apiece. Warwick gives chase, will recover this one. Chipped out to center ice, still plays it. Larson tries to come back out. He get this one back down to Tirani, still in the Zamboni corner. Tarani chips this one up to Yusufpour, plays it along the boards. Yusufpour swings back to the point. Gonna get this one over to Tarani. Tarani takes the shot. Gonna be fired wide. Atancio gets there, rims this back one around to Tarani, but intercepted by the Lions. Sigarin will recover as he looks to go coast to coast here. Takes the shot, and it's actually going to die in the pads of a Matador skater. Blocked by McGilvery there. Matador's able to keep this one as recover hits off the boards. Goes into their offensive zone. Sigarin going to take a long slap shot up. Warwick gets a stick on it. Atancio going to go to the bench and get changes. Dumped in there, Yusufpour and Warwick giving chase. Warwick back down to Yusufpour, getting pinged along the boards by Dog. Dog gets this over to Siedelmayer. Siedelmayer, though, chips this one around. Back over to Friedman. Takes the hit off Yusufpour, spins off of it, and uses that as momentum to get it over to Dog and to Siedelmayer. Siedelmayer chips this one through into the Zamboni corner. Atancio gets there first. Larson gets this one over to Sherman, and we have a little bit of extracurriculars after the whistle. But I think there's going to be a penalty here. After a scrum ensued, Siedelmayer is going to sit down, and the Lions are going to be down a man. CSUN going to have a man advantage. And it'll be a 2-minute minor at 14:36 into the second. Matadors 1 for 1 on the man advantage. They're looking to go 2 for 2. Sherman wins this one back. Quick shot off the draw by Hayden Day. Ryan Doan recovers this one. Back over to the point. One quick slap shot. Does not go. Will be shot the width of the ice. Giving chase is Lee. Ryan Doan has to get there quick. Lee gets there first as they're still down in the corner. Hawthorne is able to get there. Matadors looking to come away with that one as they're killing valuable seconds here are the Lions, especially with that short-handed chance. Matadors not able to get on their offense as they look to enter the zone and set something up here. Dusteroff looking for options, sends this one over to Tarani. Pass going to go a little too hard. Sorry, that was Sherman that he got the pass over to. Gontus trying to get something to happen. Sherman recovers this one. Back over to Doan. Doan back to Sherman. Sherman trying to get that shot. Will get blocked. Goes back to Dusteroff in the corner. And Dusteroff going to get slashed behind the play as he will go sit out. And his arm looks to be out right now. And he is hurt. No offsides there. Takes a funky bounce off the stanchion. Tries to come around. The pass over to Doan. Settles it off the skate. The shot will go back down. Doan getting slashed in the arm pretty hard along the side. No call. Sorry, it was Dusteroff who got slashed along the arm pretty hard. No call there. He's still getting checked out by the trainer. Warwick wins this one. Yusufpour, quick shot, does not go. Warwick gonna get this one back over to Atancio. Atancio back down to Warwick. Warwick takes the shot, Lou scores! Kyle Warwick with the equalizer. 2 for 2 on the man advantage. Absolute perfection from the Matadors. 16 minutes into the second period, and we are tied again at 3 apiece. Kyle Warwick able to sneak that one through the 5-hole on the power play at 16 even. Right through the wickets. And it's a whole new hockey game here. 3:50 left to go in the second frame, the middle frame of the game so far, as Ford is going to try and wrap this one around, trying to create some speed as they bring this one through. Back down into the corner. Gets this one across. The shot from Tangri is going to score! Well, it's shoot, snipe, Selly. And that's what he's doing right there, as 33 seconds later, the Lions regain their lead in the third. That's his second of the night for the sophomore defenseman, Zephyr Tangri, and the Lions have the lead once more. So great shot, picks the corner. And a bad turnover there from the Matadors as Hawthorne gets this one over to Tangri, looking for make it 3. Loose out in front, right out in the kitchen. Someone goes down, and the whistle's going to be blown dead. Mishkevich will get the play, though, and I'm not sure if there is someone. And it is a Matador who's going to go. It's going to be Cole Commissar, who sits 2 for cross-checking at 16:55. So 2 for cross-checking, and we get to see the LMU power play go to work for the first time today as Tangri lets that one slip through all the way down. Giving chase is Gontus. Weak gonna play this one to the other side. Lee will get there first as he brings this one down. Errant pass goes to the half wall as Skendrian has to play this one back to Tangri. The quarterback of the power play looks to make something happen. He's gonna get that one poke checked away. Loose out to the kitchen, right at the dots. The shot gonna be blockered away by Mishkevich. Goes into the netting. 2:35 left to go in the second period. So the Lions out shooting the Matadors by 11 right now. Yep, only going to get bigger. As we've seen, this LMU power play, when they get to work, they get to work. Huge slap shot from Tangri at the point. Does not go. Elias recovers this one in the Zamboni corner. Back out to Lee, over to Tangri. Tangri back down. That shot from De La Forest. Apologies. From Mikkel Wade. We get blocked away, and the Matadors able to clear this one and get some changes. They all look to be fine, killing some time halfway through the man advantage. 59 seconds left to go. Tangri headmans this one up to Skadarin. Just get this one out, but the Matadors going to clear this one again. Back over to Mickelwain. So that one out to Elias. Elias back over to the corner for Lee. Back up to the point for Tangri. Going to stay in the offensive zone. McKilwin gets this one down to Skendrian. Battling along the boards. Back over to the point. Tangri playing catch. Back down to the corner. Looking to make a shot. That one going to get poke checked away. Skandry. That one sneaks through. And it's a 1-for-1 for the Lions as they add to their lead. It's now 3-5 here in the Isoplex. .1837, almost 2 minutes exactly after their fourth goal, and now they have a 2-goal lead. It's always said that the 2-goal lead is the most dangerous in hockey, but it could be 3 as that one tickles the crossbar and does not go. Mishkevich going to be thanking the post for that one after Sherman playing down, getting corralled around 3 white shirts. Comes away with this one, though, back over to Hayden Day. Back down, rims this one back up. Matador's able to corral this one. Sherman with the shot. Gonna hit off the side of the net. Go behind. Getting tied up is Gontus and a Lion. As Wojcik brings this one back for De La Forest right into the chest of the Lions. 44.5 left to go. So 3 power plays, 3 power play goals scored. Penalty kill has been 0% across the board for both squads. Matadors win this one. They chip it through. Giving chase is Yusufpour over for Sagarin, but Dong gets this one through. Almost got tripped up. But here come the Lions once more. 28 seconds left to go. The floodgates of the offense have opened up for them. That shot gonna go wide, loose out in front. Mishkevich not able to get that one, but the Matador defense able to recover. Loose in front. Dog tries to make a move. No one in the corner. Yusufpour all the way up. He's gonna get sprung for a breakaway. Makes a move on Sagarin. Back over. Larson shoots that one high. Yusufpour able to cover this one. 3 seconds left to go. Loose to the slot. No one going to be able to get a shot as time expires. So 7 goals scored in 20 minutes of play. Shots are 15 to 29. And a good period if you're the Lions and if you're the Matadors. You got to go back to the drawing board after this period. See how you can heighten up on defense and see how you can come out stronger. We got 20 minutes of hockey left to go here. We're going to step aside real quick for a break. We'll have the intermission report when we come back. Welcome to the intermission report here, brought to you by the Associated Students of CSUN. We're just about to get underway for the final 20 minutes of hockey. The Lions lead the Matadors 5-3. If you're just tuning in now, first off, that was a mistake. 7 goals scored in this previous period. The shots are now 15-29 after being 8-8. LMU leads in the shot category by 14 and in the goal category by 2. The goals coming from De La Force, he had 2 of them. Ryan Doan sprung on a breakaway and scored unassisted. CSUN from Kyle Warwick. And let me grab my notes real quick. McKillen and McMillan both scored as well for the Lions. A couple of penalties that were taken and a couple of goals that were scored on the man advantage. 3 for 3 so far combined for power play tonight. Penalty kill has not been doing their job, but we got a lot of scoring and a lot of goals that are being scored. The Lions, it was all them that period. They looked undefeatable. They came out strong, came out with pressure, and able to kind of just score as much as they want. They kind of were scoring at will. Mishkevich not playing the best. He was a little out of his crease, but was able to come back and rebound. Had a couple of really good saves that period. A really nice diving save to keep the game at where it was at a 2-1 point at that time. Now it's 3-5. We go into the final 20 minutes of play. Huge, unfortunate loss for CSUN. They will not have Jake Dusterhoff out anymore due to an upper body injury. Dislocated his shoulder on a play that was down in the corner. He should be back by next week, though. I was actually talking with GM Sean Kushner about this, and he was saying that it's happened before. It happened twice in one weekend. Dusterhoff is going to push through, and he'll be fine. He's talking with Sam Goldstein, who is out with an injury as well. And we see this a lot of stuff with Goldstein. He's able to, or not with Goldstein, with Dusterhoff, apologies. He's able to push through these injuries. That's what makes a good team player. That's what makes a guy that you love to see. It's a senior year. I believe he's the only senior on the squad right now. Everyone else has eligibility going into next year. So he's going to tough it out and play through for the USC game. Should be back for next week, but unfortunately for tonight, that's a huge loss for the Matadors. And going into the final 20 minutes of play, we're going to step aside. When we come back, more hockey here on the MSN YouTube channel. Back here in the Valley, where the Lions took a commanding lead going into the final period of play. They lead by 2. coming into the third period. Jonas Tani alongside of you for the final 20 minutes of play here in regulation. And an injury update on Jake Dusterhoff for those of you that are just tuning in. He will be out for the remainder of tonight's game due to an upper body injury. So no more Dusterhoff, but he should be back by next week. I was talking with the coaches about that. So an unfortunate loss for the Matadors. Especially with Aaron Cutler being out. It's kind of a numbers game now at this point. Ryan Doan's going to step up into the forward role. He has scored one so far today. Opened the scoring. Coming into the game. So the final goal was scored by Mikkel Wade. He has a goal and 2 assists on the night. Jake Dusterhoff opened the scoring with an assist from Hayden Day. So Warwick and Ford set to take the opening draw. Gonna win this one back to Tirani. Gets this one back out to Larson. Matadors gonna try and get out to a flying start here. Passed all the way over to Yusufpour. Yusufpour gonna take that shot. Gonna go wide down into the boards. Revivo recovers this one. Back up to Ford. Back up to McMillan. McMillan gonna go across the neutral zone. Enter the zone cleanly. Chip this one in. Tirani recovers this one of the Matadors. Larson chips this one over to Yusufpour. Tries to get that one to Warwick. Not able to go as Ford picks the puck off. Little piece of vulcanized rubber stopped by Yusufpour as the Matadors able to cleanly enter the zone. Back down into the Zamboni corner. Sharp angle shot does not go. Hit off the boards. And the Lions have a rush of their own. Revivo's going to chip this one down behind the boards. Atancio playing it as it gets chipped out and chipped back. Neutral zone. Lions look to recover. McMillan dumps this one down, and the Lions are going to get changes. Tirani loses the puck back to Ford. Tries to get this one out. Hayden Day, a nice pick-off play that allows him to maintain possession. Nice play there by Tirani as he was able to keep this one. It's a 3-on-2 chance. The Matadors have numbers being forced wide, though. Trying to center this pass. Does not go. And here comes Lee. He has the numbers. Hard back check from the Matadors as that shot going to be stopped, and a couple of Lions go into the board. Everyone looks to be okay, just a little shaken up after the play, but everyone seems to be fine. I think they just lost an edge going down. Hawthorne giving a laugh. The draw going to be on the other dot. And that's going to be Sherman and Hawthorne. We're going to take the draw. Hawthorne wins this one back. Tries to chip this one through. Still goes behind. Up to the points. Trying to play that one quickly. Miskevich going to lose control of it. Wrapped around. Quick shot. Will go wide. Miskevich does not know where it is. Finds it. Back over to Hogan. Hogan takes that shot. Going to hit off Gomez. And Miskevich able to recover that one. Skendrian will lose an edge. Recover this back over to the other side. A sharp angle shot will hit off the netting and go behind. Matadors unable to recover. Lee with a nice pass back in the skates of Gomez. Digs that one to Sherman, but Skendrian recovers it. And the Matadors are really getting worn down here by the Lions. Lee trying to make a move. Gets walked on Sherman through the 5-hole between the legs. Does not go. Trying to chip this one through. Matadors recover this one, and they will get that out of the zone, and they can finally get changes. Tired legs will go off, and new fresh legs will come back on. Long pass down, and the icing will be called, so Matadors will get changes. The Lions will not. Shots are doubled, 30-15 so far. Warwick taking the draw, gets tied up, but the Lions will come away victorious with this one. Yusufpour trying to play this one with his hand, but Elias becomes the victor of this. Looking for options, loses the puck. Matadors at the De La Forest trailing with a quick shot. Just trying to snap it through, does not go, will go wide. Atancio gets this one back down in the corner. Back over to Larson. Larson back down to De La Forest, but Larson recovers this one in the offensive or the defensive zone. Yusufpour trying to give chase. No icing, or icing will be called. 16:42 left to go here. So De La Forest and Warwick taking the draw. Draw won by De La Forest, back out to the Lions. Over McIlwain, McIlwain holding it at the point, makes a sharp cut. Back down to the boards, still playing it in the corner. Lions come away with it, back up to the point. Quick shot, gonna hit a body, go wide. Tangri recovers this one. He only has one on the day so far. We thought he had two. He only has one. Matadors trying to get a quick pass and spring Yusufpour for a breakaway. They just might. Yusufpour comes down with it, but McIlwain lays the hammer down and says, "You shall not pass." Here comes Tangri. Tangri, a nice pass, does not go. And Hayden Day doesn't get all of it, kind of fans on the pass. Warwick able to pick Elias's pocket, tries to make a windmill move, does not go, will go wide. Icing will be called as Atancio gets there first. And an offensive zone draw for the Matadors. $15:50 left to go in the third. Draw one by the Lions. Back out to Tangri. He's going to shoot this the width of the ice. And Tirani trying to do the same and trying to get some sort of offense going for the Matadors. Tangri, hard fall into the boards, will go wide. He's going to get off a little shaken up. A rebound there as it's patted away by Mishkevich. Hayden Day comes away with it, who loses an edge. That actually will be a penalty called. So the Matadors will go to the man advantage once more, and Hayden Day is down. So Sedelmeyer will sit once more. A little shaken up on the play, but gets up and is okay. 4:35, 2 minutes for tripping. So the Matador power play will get the chance to go back to work one more time. They are 2 for 2 on the day so far. The Lions win this one, try to rim this one around. Tirani not able to get there. Mishkevich comes out and plays it, checks first to see if any Lions are trailing. You want to stay in your net. We saw that a couple of times. Some dangerous chances from the Matadors when Hunter Week would not be in his net. Atancio rims this one around, hits off the stanchion, almost out for Warwick, does not go. Here come the Lions as they give a quick pass up. Giving chases Lee, he will get there first, takes a quick shot, patted away by Mishkevich, and Larson recovers this one in the zone. Matadors trying to come back the other way. Roelhelm Tirani looking for options, kind of makes a little move. Sharp angle shot right into the glove of Week. 1:17 left to go on the man advantage. 14:41 left to go in the third. CSUN still trails the Lions by 2. Score of 5-3 here in the third period. Sherman trying to win that draw back. He won't. And another clear for the Lions. But here comes Friedman with speed. He gets to the puck first. Will not happen. Sherman will recover this one. The Matadors could have numbers if they are quick. Gontus coming down with speed towards the edge. Comes back up to the point for Komisar. Komisar looking for options, back down, back up to Sherman at the point. Sherman all the way over. The shot will go wide and out of play. But it'll be an offensive zone draw for the Matadors, and you have to win the faceoffs. That's where the battle begins, is the faceoffs here. The Matadors have not been very successful in the draws, and so they're looking to try to get some success there. Lions win another one, rim this one around, and waste more time. Friedman gives chase, tries to go short side, does not go as he shoots it wide. Sherman recovers it, gets this one out to Gontus. Gontus back over to Doan, trying to make a little move, and be tipped down by Dong, but Hayden Day will get there first. Back over to Gontus. Gontus tries to make a move, does not go. A good pass idea there, right out in front, but weak, able to slam the door shut. Back over to Doan. Doan gonna take a shot, that one gonna go wide. Gontus not able to hold it in, and that will probably be all she wrote for the Matadors power play, as they will fall to 2 for 3, and it's the first successful penalty kill for the LMU Lions. Pass all the way up. The Lions are back on a 5-on-5. Wojcik comes in on a breakaway, but a good defensive play there by Atancio as he was able to come through. Tangri trying to make something happen. Gets this one back up to Siedelmayer. Siedelmayer, the pass over, loose out in front, rebound. Tangri back over to De La Forest as he holds it back up to the point. The Schlong shot going to go wide. Back down around. Elias recovers this, will take it the other way. Back right out in front for Wojcik, but Atancio will get there. Hits this one off the boards. Lions keep this one in. Still behind. McIlwain will try to use the boards to aid his pass. Will not go. Matadors finally able to recover, but not able to get it out. Then they do. They finally get out of the zone now, and Yusufpour almost had a chance, but does not go. The Matadors 3 for 2, or 2 for 3, apologies, on the penalty kill. Elias coming down with Tangri. Tangri with space, takes that shot and scores! As he goes bar down for his second of the night. At 7:45 into the third. Great shot from Tangri there. And for the Matadors, they played a very solid 20 minutes of hockey, but it looks like the wheels are falling off the bus. And you need to stay a little more defensively sound. LMU is just trying to set stuff up, they are setting stuff up, and they're making plays happen as Revivo gets bumped off the puck. But coming away with that is the Matadors. Sherman shields the puck away. LMU still able to come off with it. Kerrigan, a long slap shot, streaking in from the line change. Is not able to get it off, though. McMillan getting pressured along the boards by Tarani. Back down, up in front, and that's going to go with the length of the ice. No icing, though. The Lions will have to retouch up on the offside in the offensive zone. And Captain gets him to chase. It's coming back down are the Lions. Makes a nice little pass over to Revivo, but not able to get there. Komisar trying to lay his body out and get something to happen. McMillan shoots this one right into the pads of Mishkevich. So 6-3 is the score. 11:17 left to go in the third period. 17-34. Shots are doubled, and subsequently the score is as well. Draw one all the way back. Lewis will get there first. Gontus giving chase. Hayden Day trying to pick him off there, but not able to. But he will intercept that one and just dump it in. Warwick gives chase. not able to go. Warwick looking like he's double shifted out there. Huge reverse hit by Lee as that puck will bounce up. And Lee is getting it back down. And some extracurriculars kind of happening there. Nice move, but the puck will get lost. The game's starting to get a little bit more physical. It's going to be dumped all the way down. Warwick going to get there first. Will be called for icing. And Hawthorne's just going to get tossed. No, he's going to go sit in the penalty box. I think for an unsportsmanlike call, but whatever it is a 2-minute minor at 9:25 in the third, and CSUN could get back within 2 here. As that one's going to go wide, Yusufpour not able to take that shot off. Atancio will recover this one here. Back, getting stick lifted. But now the Matadors have numbers. It's a 3-on-3. That shot hits off the boards. Atancio trying to give chase. He will recover it. Back in the offensive zone, back over to Tarani. Tarani takes that shot, gonna hit off a stick, and here come the Lions. The Lions, 2-on-0, back over, back to Lee. What a stop by Mishkevich! He's able to hold on the 2-on-0 as the net comes loose off the moorings and off the ice. But what a save on the 2-on-0, a sprawling eagle there from Seth Mishkevich as he's able to keep this game at a score of 3. A bad turnover by the Matadors leads to an incredible save by Seth Mishkevich. But it will be a defensive zone draw for the Doors. Sherman loses that one to Dong. Tangri's going to take this one back, and they're just going to try and waste as much time as they can. They don't need to step on the gas anymore. They're up by 3. But if you're the Matadors, you got to make something happen here. Komisar gloves this one down, trying to take it in himself. Not able to, as the Lions will get a clear on that one. Minute left in the man advantage for the Matadors. That one's skied down. Ryan Doan giving chase. Dong gives chase too. Doan's just going to hold it and chip this one up. But Tangri intercepted. Long slap shot blockered away by Mishkevich. Gontus gets this one back up to Komisar. A little saucer pass over to Sherman, and the Matadors enter the zone cleanly. Back in the offensive zone at the blue line. Doan looks to make a move, but another turnover leads to another breakaway as McKillen will get there, but Sherman back checks well. They hold this one back up at the point, and they're just going to waste some time with 20 seconds left to go here in the man advantage. And here comes Friedman. He already had a chance, walking around, and the shorty goes! Short-handed goal for the Lions as Tristan Friedman, the freshman, will score and make it 7-3. Just comes in and walks around Mishkevich. The goalie can only do so much. 11-16 into the third. Udin's going to try and hold that one. Just going to chip up into the netting. Otherwise, would have came straight into our broadcast booth. So, thankful for the netting. It's the little things in life. Nice to meet you. Hawthorne wins the draw. Back to Skandarian, but Larson recovers this one. Man advantage expired. So just the short-handed chance. Loose in front there. Does not go. Back over to Rudine. Warwick. Sorry, not Warwick. So this one back. Lee trying to make something happen, but Rudine covers this one. Warwick brings this back. Not able to go as Tarani gets walked and springs. Sagarin on a partial breakaway, but a beautiful stick lift loose out in front, and the Lions were unable to corral the bouncing puck as Lee gives chase going back. Long stretch pass, nothing goes. Skendrian wanted the call on the cross check there. Doesn't happen. That one goes wide. Back down, LMU, trying to just kind of hold time here. 7:18 left to go in the third. 17-36 in favor of LMU are the shots. 7-3 is the score in favor of LMU. Back over to Gomez. Gomez trying to make something happen. That shot going to go wide. Bounced it off. Actually, I think it rebounded off. Tarani going to hold the line and cover it here. Able to keep the puck in the zone. Width of the ice. Gomez loses the puck. Tries to get this one back down. And will keep it in the Zamboni corner. Sherman comes away with this one, chips this back up to Atancio, and a huge hit. Sherman is down, and he is out, and he looks hurt, as that one is going to be saved by Week, and Sherman is hurt, down in the Zamboni corner. Writhing in pain. And hopefully it's not an ACL injury. We're going to step aside real quick. We'll have more hockey here when we come back on the MSN YouTube channel. Welcome back to the Isoplex here in Simi Valley, and some scary scenes. Jeremy Sherman going down in the corner, being able to get back up and ushered off the ice by his teammates. And that's another really tough loss for the Matadors, especially with the injury, the way it went down. Now, I'm no doctor, so don't quote me on this, but it looks to be either his Achilles or his ACL that tore. And we hope that he's okay. Linesmen are tending, and the Matadors and the officials are chatting it up over there. Not sure if anything's going to end up being called. But scary scenes here at the Isoplex for sure. So I don't think there's going to be a penalty on the play. But Sherman kind of see towards the center. Between the two rinks, there's a little bit of an access area to get into the scorer's box and where all the nets and everything are stored. Sherman's being tended to over in that area. And the captain of the Lions, it was actually Charles Wojcik, is also over there, as well as Scott McGilvery back down. So no call on the play, but it looks like play will resume. And it'll be a neutral zone draw. But definitely some heavy scenes here tonight at the Isoplex. The Lions win this one back over to Tangri. Chip this one over, 6.5 left to go as we're back underway in the Isoplex. Icing will be called as the Matadors get there first. So another offensive zone draw for the Matadors. They have seemed to seem to be unable to win a draw, and I seem to be unable to talk as Revivo will saucer a pass over, and Tarami is gonna take a penalty, and Ford mocking him a little bit. But it'll be a slashing on Tarani. As he will sit down for 2, and some words being exchanged from the both of them. Penalty taken at 13:47. 2 minutes for slashing. So Lions get their personnel on that they would like, and they look to make their power play go back to work. They're already 1 for 1 so far. That one gets over to Lee. Lee's gonna take that shot, gonna go high and wide. We're gonna try and chip this one out, but that one will go out of play. Lions win this one back. McGilwin tries to get this one over to Tangri. Loses the puck a little bit. Back over to Lee. Lee back up to the high point. Tangri with rifling one. Gonna hit a stick and not go. That one rifled down. Trying to kill some time, but right into the paddle of Week. McGilwin, nice couple of toe drags there. Gets this one over to the side. Larson goes down, but still battling along the boards. Lion come away with this one. Back over to McGilwin. McGilwin gets this one back over to Tangri. Tangri back to McGilwin. Gets bumped by Atancio. Still down behind the play. It's Elias back to Skidarian. Making a look a move here. Goes back right out in front, right in the kitchen. Loose. And it will be no goal. Oh, looked to cross the line, but no goal. Inconclusive evidence. And so the Matadors catch a break. So Dong going to take the draw. Matadors win one. Thanks to Joseph Gomez. So the first face-off win for the Matadors this period. 5 minutes left to go in the third. 3/4 of the way done through the final frame of regulation. Matadors trying to hold on here and try to salvage their pride. Back up to the point as that one going to get fired, goes wide. Back down to Sagarin. Sagarin back over to Friedman. He has a shorty tonight. I'm trying to maybe add one more to his tally, but he has been all over the puck and all in the play. Been able to set stuff up very, very well. Another hit there by the Lions, a very physical team. That one gonna go wide. Friedman recovers this one, tries to get this one across to the captain, but hits the boards first. McGilvery gonna wind this one the width of the ice. Tarani is out, so the penalty kill successful for the Matadors. Siedelmeyer gives a bump, no offside, but the Matadors get there first. Tarani and Dong going at it. Dong comes away with this one. Stick lift from Tarani. Matadors recover this one. Doan gets this one back over to Gontus, who just slips and avoids a hit from one of the Lions. Lions recover this one in their offensive zone as they chip this one through. And Revivo is going to get huge hit by Atancio. That one's going to be loose out in front after the rebound from Mishkevich. Warwick giving chase over to McMillan. Another hit along the boards. Atancio recovers this one. Yusuf Poor without a stick, trying to battle along the boards and just kick it free, and he will. Yusuf Poor's stick broken. But Warwick crosses this one over. Lewis gonna lose an edge as they're down, but the Matadors recover this one. That shot gonna go wide after some contact in front of the crease. And we're gonna get a penalty here. And it's gonna be Lewis, and there's another one from an RKO, is what it seems like, in a scrum out in front of the net. And the officials quickly coming over to break it up. And some more contact going on throughout. And it looks like we're going to get a couple of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. So we'll see what the plays are when it's all said and done. And they're still jawing. LMU, Hayden Day, and Revivo are still jawing at each other. The officials are coming in and actually having to break it up. So Martinez is going to go to the box. They're going to get some discussion. Players are going to retreat to their bench. Some dirty plays from LMU. It's led to tensions getting high, especially with a couple of injuries and hits that they've taken. So 2:49 left to go in the third. Lions lead by 4. So one of the Lions is going to get a 5-minute major. At 17:11. Believe that is going to be Charles Wojcik, who will sit for 5. No, apologies. I believe it is Kenny McIlwain. So Martinez will sit for 2. And so the Matadors, when it's all said and done, will have a 3-minute man advantage. That does not wipe if they score. And if you want to get back in the game, this is exactly where you do it. So it will be Kenny McIlwain who will be serving the 10-minute penalty. Officials coming over to explain everything to both sides. And some jawing still going on down there between Tarani and a couple of the other players. So the officials still explaining. Everything that's going on. So it'll be 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. And then 5-on-4 for the next 3 following that. As matters when it's all said and done, we'll get a 3-minute man advantage after the 4-on-4 play for 2 minutes. I think lines are being discussed and everything. So Hayden Day is also going to sit for 2. I think he's just grabbing something. Or it'll be Tarani who sits. It will also be Tarani. Confusion that's happening, not sure what's going on. So the Matadors will only have a man advantage for 49 seconds. It'll be 4-on-4 for essentially the rest of the game as they win the draw. He's back down trying to rim this back. Matadors get it right out in front, but right into the chest of Hunter Week. And I think the extracurriculars will probably be finished after that scrum that happened. Tensions boiled over, and they boiled over hard. Ford wins the draw for the Lions. Gonna chip this one up and headman it up for his teammate, but the Matadors get there. Larson tries to cross this over. He'll get it. The shot will get deflected right into the glove of Week, and we'll get yet another stoppage. But the Matadors finally keeping it in the zone. Two and a half left to go. That draw one back over to Ryan Doan. But the Lions come away with it. Revivo trying to streak down. Tarani gets there first though. Tarani and Ford, they're drawn a little bit earlier right after Tarani took the penalty. But Gomez tries to make a move, does not go. Revivo recovers this one. Doan comes back, plays this across the boards. Revivo recovers this in the offensive zone. Gomez gives chase, but the Lions will elect just to play it back. No need to step on extra offense. You would love a couple more goals just to put some pass and stick it to CSUN. Does not look like they're just going to try and hold it, though. And Tarani and Ford. Tarani gave Ford a little bit tap, and they're still drawing at each other. Matadors win the draw back. Commissar can try and get there first, but it's Friedman who gets there. Yusupor going to dump this one out of the zone. Played back by Dominguez. Or we're going to slide this one over to Yusupor. Minute 13 left. Slap shot gets blocked away, but the Matadors still recover this one in the offensive zone. D-to-D pass back to Gomez. Another slap shot. Gets some air on it, but it's going to hit a body before it even hits Weak. And the Lions going to try and chip this one through. Dominguez plays this one up, and here comes Yusupor. Yusupor, it's a 2-on-1. Yusupor and Warwick going to take the shot. Rebound. No one there to play the rebound, as the man advantage is on for the Matadors. This one's going to go through Yusupor, trying to make something happen. Does not. So it gets a little chippier towards the end. 27 left to go. Yusupor on a partial breakaway, tries to make a move. Pots one! So Kevin Yusupor will get them on the board for the power play. It's 7-4, so kind of just stop the bleeding. Tarani's going to come off, and they're holding him off because Ford is out there, and they don't want Tarani getting in altercations with him. 15 seconds left to go. Lions still a man down. Slap shot gonna get paddled away from the boards. There's a couple of late stick lifts, but that will do it for the final buzzer, where the final score is 7-4. Folks, don't go anywhere. We will have the Matador postgame show coming up on the MSN YouTube channel right after we step aside. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Matadors post-game show. Final here from tonight's LMU 7, CSUN 4. Kevin Yusufpour scoring the final goal coming from Kyle Warwick. We didn't really get a chance to delve into the final penalties. 2:49 left to go. A couple of penalties happened with a couple of scrums. So McMillan got a 10-minute game misconduct as well as a 5-minute head contact that was served by Micklewine. And Lewis got also a 10-minute unsportsmanlike conduct. Both of them got tossed, and Martinez went 2 minutes for roughing. So that was the final scrum that happened that we saw down in the corner. And taking a look at the game so far, overall, CSUN playing a very solid game. They played fairly well, but when it came down to the final 40 minutes of hockey, they played the first period very, very well. So it came out a little slow in the second. LMU came out firing and blazing, and they were able to solidify and stop the Matadors' scorching hot start. Goal from, I believe that was Jake Dusterhoff. He dislocated his shoulder a little bit earlier today in the second period. Matadors did not play the third period without him, and Matadors did not play the third period, or half the third period, without Jeremy Sherman. Went down very hard in the corner. Something happened with his leg. We hope the best for him. So the final score tonight is 7-4, LMU being victorious in the season series and in tonight. We got one more game back here for you next week at the Simi Valley Isoplex, the finale of the season against USC here on the MSN YouTube channel. I want to thank you for tuning in from wherever you may be. It's Jonas Tani signing off from MSN. I want to remind you that all streams airing on Matador Sports Network may not be reused without the express written consent of the MSN channel and the MSN organization. This has been an MSN presentation. So long. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you next week.